Hello, hello. Hey up, what's up, what's good? Welcome to the Any Given Runway show. I'm your host, Randall Carlton Green. Any Given Runway celebrates the exploration of new cultures by highlighting some of the most artistic, athletic, tenacious, basically unique and interesting people in the world. Everyone has a story, each person a scholar. Welcome to Season 3, as we continue to seek out some of the most unforgettable humans, some of the most memorable stories. In the first 2 seasons, the show featured guests from over 60 different countries, and will continue down that path because it is imperative that we cherish the differences, and we can only do that by getting out and journeying into unknown frontiers, whether it be physically or simply through conversation, sharing lovely experiences and saluting the tenacious and resilient guests. We have a fantastic and such a fun episode for you today, featuring one of the best DJs in the United States. From the DMV, my friend, Nicole Mosley, better known as DJ Heat. The nation's capital has a hometown hero that spins, scratches, and blends music while staunchly staying true to her roots. You can't mute DC and you can't mute DJ Heat. This skilled talent was just 13 years old when she first discovered her interest in turntable, courtesy of a Rex and Effect classic. How many of you guys remember Rex and Effect? She then went from fantasizing about spinning records to the real thing. An indelible spark was lit, and a summer of saved paychecks led to her ultimately following her path and pursuing her passion. That small spark created a full-on flame, and DJ Heat took purposeful steps to align herself with her dream. In addition to rocking turntables, DJ Heat is an adept on-air personality with years of expertise. First, there were classes at her high school's radio program, then studying at Morgan State University, that spurned into an internship at WPGC 95.5, an intentional, not coincidental experience. The position put her alongside Big Tigger at a station bursting with talent. A chance recommendation from a fellow radio colleague led to a full-time on-air position, and DJ Heat later accumulated experience at some of the most premier hip-hop stations, including Hot 97, Shady 45, and Baltimore's 92.3 WERQ, where she currently spins as a mix show DJ. She doesn't just pride herself on a lengthy musical lace career, she also revels in providing experiences. She often does so on stage while DJing for Grammy-winning songstress Maya and while DJing for Grammy-nominated songstress Carolyn Malachi. It's not lost on DJ Heat that there's been a cultural shift when it comes to the music scene in the nation's capital. With her tenure spanning decades, she's seen it grow and ultimately blossom, but one thing that has never changed is the true grit of her hometown. She proudly carries that with her as DC continues its plight against being diluted and silenced. She is also the official DJ for the WNBA champion Washington Mystics and the NBA's Washington Wizards. It's not her first time at the Capital One Arena, as she once served as a ball girl for the Mystics. The position couldn't be a better fit for a true Washington, D.C. sports fan, and while continuing to bask in her full circle movement with the pro teams, she's staying intentionally full with music-related endeavors. She's continuing her wrap-up show podcast and her My First Album web series, while promoting her new single, City Girl. There's still much more to come for this talent, who massively mixes aptness and art. She's only scratched the surface. You can't mute DC, and you can't mute DJ Heat. One of my favorite conversations. Chatting with her was so much fun. Man, we hit it off right away, and I think I owe a lot of that to seeing she had a nice Jay-Z album on her wall. On this conversation, we talk a little bit about music, her earliest inspirations, her favorite albums, and some of her favorite verses. We also talk about her time touring with Maya and some of the locations that left an indelible mark on her life, and not to mention food. We get into food, and let me tell you, the experience that she had in one city in Africa will have you laughing, and I don't think I will ever think of this food item ever for the rest of my life without thinking of Nicole. She's brilliant. She's dope. Just honored and thrilled to have her on the show, and excited for everyone to meet her. So let's go and bring on talented DJ and someone who fully represents art and culture of our nation's capital, Nicole Mosley, DJ Heat, and let's learn. Hey, Nicole.
Hello.
I love the Takeover album right there.
Listen, yeah, these are all originals from my record collection still. It's hard to let go of the vinyl.
I feel you. For you growing up, I'm looking up at the albums on your wall right now, but for you growing up, who were some of the earliest musical acts that you remember listening to that got you reading the music?
You're probably gonna laugh when I say it.
Most people preface it by saying that. Most people are always embarrassed by their childhood songs that they like.
Yes, I was a super hardcore MC Hammer fan.
Nothing wrong with that.
Listen, I named my dog after him. I had the MC Hammer posters on the wall. I had all his cassettes. I had he came out, I think, with the MC Hammer Barbie doll. Like I had the MC Hammer Barbie doll. Like I was that's some of my early memories right there. And of course just being that young teen girl, and we had like the groups, like of course New Edition, The Boys, Another Bad Creation, me Crisscross, I have the Crisscross album up behind me. So yeah, those early memories before I wanted to be a DJ, it was just, I guess, just being your typical kid, just gravitating towards you thought was fun. Fresh Prince, you know, stuff like that.
Well, did you have the British Knights that Hammer wore?
I didn't. I wanted them so bad. Like people at school had them,
Yeah, yeah.
but I knew my mom. She was a single mom. She had to work hard. So certain shoes, I know I couldn't really bother her for because
Yeah.
money had to go towards other things in our household. But if they ever bring them back out, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
I caught Hammer one year when Jodeci was the opening act, Boyz II Men was the middle act, and Hammer was the finale. So
Oh my gosh. I never saw him in concert, but I did get to meet him a few years ago when I did an event for Robert Griffin III used to play for
yeah, yeah,
Washington. He had a youth camp and I was the DJ, and one of the guests was MC Hammer. I was
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, like
yeah.
me.
And I love that he's been trending on Twitter this last couple of weeks as well.
I saw people don't understand. Listen, don't let them baggy pants fool you into dancing.
I know you got this natural love for music. When did that transition into first becoming a DJ?
This is another funny story. I know the exact moment when I knew I wanted to be a DJ, and it's all thanks to the Rex and Effects Rump Shaker remix.
Okay, okay, the Teddy Riley one, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
because on the remix it had a DJ scratching on it.
yeah.
And I thought it was such the coolest thing when I heard it on the radio. Like I used to just look forward to when I heard the remix on the radio, like, oh, it's gonna be the DJ part with the DJ scratching. I was
Hmm.
like, oh my God, I'm getting like so amped up hearing that part of the song. And after, hearing the song so much, you know how a lot of people, would play air guitar along to a song or
Yeah,
play
yeah,
like air piano or air drums. I started like air DJing every time to that part. Every time you go, chick, chick, come
yeah,
on. Like I would start mimicking it, even though
yeah.
I've never been around DJs myself. I'm just knowing what I see on music videos, and I would mimic that every time it came on. And I, I said to myself, like, you know what? I want to be a DJ. Like I really enjoy hearing this DJ on this song. I think I want to be a DJ.
Yeah.
So, when I got my first summer job when I was 13 years old, I saved up every single paycheck and bought my first set of turntables.
The rest is history. Little did you know that the Air DJ thing you'd probably end up hating as so many people walk by and do the
Exactly. They go, wicked, wicked, wicked.
cringe.
And just like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah.
Never seen that one before, guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, in order to be as successful in the DJ as long as you have, I'm sure you've had to change many times along the way. So, how do you feel you've changed over the years, and what do you know now that you wish you had known when you first started?
Oh man, the changes over the years definitely, the technology totally changed because
Yeah.
I'm starting with vinyl records and turntables, and now everything we have Serato, we have controllers now, which it could be a gift and a curse to some people. I'm not one that's gonna shun technology and innovation with anything. I'm glad I don't have to carry a bunch of crates
Oh
around
yeah. Oh yeah.
anymore. Like, if anything, I just got to expand my, external hard drive every few years and stuff like that. That's the only thing. Um, as a DJ side of things with the changes is, I think one thing that I wish I knew then that I knew now, that of course, and I'm also still learning as I go as well, that it's not going to be easy with any route that you take. I think with anyone in creative and music and just whatever career that field that you choose, we get so frustrated when we feel like we should be given the opportunities, or why isn't this door opening for me? But nothing ever comes easy, and those challenges make us appreciate it more once we finally get those wins and we finally get through those doors. So I would probably tell my younger self, don't get discouraged. There's going to be a lot of things that happen, and also don't worry about age. and time is going to happen in this due time. Because I know, again, in music and the entertainment industry, I think it's we tend to focus so much on you got to be young to do this, and I'm like, no, you don't. This is timeless. Like music is timeless.
Yeah.
We have acts that are still doing great things after all these years. And especially now in hip hop, we never thought as hip hop as something that you could grow old with. We always thought about it as a young person's game, but we have a lot of acts that are still, Nas still putting out great music after all this time. So it's showing us, age really doesn't matter. It's all about, with the quality of what you're doing as an artist.
I think it's almost unique in that DJ is a career that perhaps the older you are, you have an advantage because you actually live that. You live back. We can sit and talk about Motown Philly and how it was popular. And whereas if you're younger, it might be hard to be like, you just look at it on a list. So it's almost like
Yeah.
age is an advantage in that sense. I know that many DJs now are open format, but at the root, they always start with whatever they grew up and what they love, and hip hop for many. So for you, as time went on, how did you broaden your musical knowledge, maybe with a different genre that you didn't know much about, but you knew that you had to learn for more marketing opportunities?
I think one thing that helped me broaden things as a DJ, and even when I play like some of the music now, I think back to wow, when I was a kid, I was really laying the foundation. Is that I became so addicted to music that I would watch, MTV all day when they still showed music videos. I would watch VH1 all day when they would still show music videos, and it was like a mixed bag of music. MTV VH1 wasn't showing just one genre. It was just everything that was like the top that was popular. All your or top 40 as they called it, but even those that was breaking through the top 40. So that definitely helped me and just kept me into it. Because I'm watching artists like who knew I would be heavy into like Third Eye Blind. We got and I could still play some Third Eye Blind tracks, or into like Linkin Park, or into Billy Joel, or anything like that. It's just thanks to really really just loving music and being into it, and like, all right, I'm just gonna this works. And especially the 2000s, where it became, I think it became cooler in the 2000s for us to like different types of music, because everything was, I think, was crossing over. You had more artists doing those collabs from different genres. You had Christina Aguilera doing songs with like Nelly. You had this and that. Everything was starting to cross over, so that really helped as well. As bad as the fashion was in the 2000s, it gave us it gave us a lot of crossover collabs that helped expand our musical palette some more.
Music and then the NBA, two of my favorite loves, and you get to
Yeah.
combine them. You get to combine them in perhaps when people say going to the office, you might have the best office there is on the planet. So I'm curious for you when it comes to DJing there, how does the mentality change? How is that different from perhaps a regular nightclub gig?
Oh man, the mentality of DJing in sports is totally, totally different from a club. Because a club, you could probably get an idea. You know what the biggest songs are. You could almost be somewhat predictable in a club setting. Like, all right, this is the top bangers. You're gonna drop it at this time of night, or if somebody's having a birthday, you're gonna have this song for their birthday. When the bottles come out, they probably want this type of song you're feeling. Now with sports, um, especially in crucial points, you gotta cater towards the action that's happening in the game. Like, for instance, if there's 10 seconds left in the game, we call a timeout, we just went on a run, like what type of song you gonna play for that? Or, this is about to be the final possession. This could, like, this, if we score, we will seal the win, because it's tied right now with 2 seconds left. What song you gonna play at that moment? So you really, really, like, one, you gotta have a good understanding of the game, that whichever sport that you're playing with. And then it becomes like second nature, because it's like, all right, you just have a feeling now, almost like a coach or something, like, okay, they're going to call a timeout, so let me get this song ready, because I know after this possession they're going to score because of the time left on the clock and whatnot, and the score, somebody's going to call a timeout, let me have this ready for the timeout.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Am I right about it being the best office in the world?
Listen, to be in an arena with thousands of people, like, it's amazing. And I grew up like a huge. I'm a fan of all DC sports. So to
Yeah.
be DJing for the teams, I grew up watching. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. when it comes to a club gig, I've always thought about DJing as a relationship with the crowd. Like you got to get them to trust you, and maybe
Hmm.
you give them what they want, but then at times you're like, all right, I'll give you what you want, but let me show you what I think you'll like, and goes back
Yeah.
and forth. So for you, how do you foster that relationship? How do you develop that trust over the course of a night?
You develop that trust, I think, with there are certain go-to songs that a lot of us know for certain situations that we know, like the crowd is going to get into it. I'm always super open to feedback from my bosses because they've been in this a long time, and they would toss out suggestions. Like one game we had last week, she was like, "Let's try this." I was like, "Shoot, that sounds great. Yeah, let's try it." Then I was telling her while on my headset, I was like, "Yo, the people over here, the section next to me, they're going crazy. Like, thanks for this suggestion right here." So some of it could be, trial and error, but some, you're gonna do it and win and work out with. Or with me, I'm always like listening, and if I hear something else, I may jot it down.
Mhm.
Or if I'm in the car listening to something on the radio and a song plays, I was like, oh, let me like Shazam this, so I could go back and download it and try it. And some things like that work because one song that I ended up playing during the Mystics Championship run in 2019, like we really adopted that as our pump song. Like even my boss was like, "Yo, what is this song that you playing?" I was like, "Man, I saw this song. I have to give it a try," and it just worked. And I felt like that song helped carry us all the way to the championship.
Yeah. Much like basketball, when they talk about having a heat check, when you're feeling it and you just got thrown up and just to see if you're going to continue on the streak.
Hmm.
I think of that DJing as well. When you got the crowd to where they loving everything you do, you can take a little more chances and it's a lot more
Hmm.
fun. So it's exciting. And I like to say like the heat check song. What's your heat check song that when things are rocking, you can maybe do something a little different because you know you got the crowd with you?
A little different because I know I got the crowd with me. Oh
Like I'll
man.
tell you mine. I'll tell you mine. Like
Okay.
if you roll up and you hear Laffy Taffy, I'm feeling
Uh-huh.
myself. I'm feeling myself a bit. So
You feeling yourself with the Laffy Taffy.
yeah,
Oh man, what's the one for me probably? Like and I don't want to make this like my simple go-to. I really love playing like It Takes Scoop with DJ
yeah,
Cool and Fat
yeah,
Man Scoop on it. Being in DC and we have go-go music here in DC, like you could throw in some go-go songs that nobody else is going to get anywhere else.
yeah.
Like there's another like we know DJ Cool for a lot of his big hits and movers, but he has some regional hits as well.
Hmm.
So I could play something like "Is DC in the house? Say what now?" and everybody knows what to say back
Yeah, yeah,
because that's one of his big regional songs, stuff like that. So when you feeling yourself like let's get super DC with it. Let's remind these people that's here to see the opposing team like nah, this DC about to get super DC with it and watch this.
yeah. Gosh, as you look back on your time in your career, I always like to think about what are the biggest songs you've ever witnessed firsthand. I know that like Kanye and Jay when they had Paris, that song just crushed it. But for me, the biggest one ever was 50 in the club back when a DJ played it,
Mm,
stopped it after he finished playing it, got on the mic and said, "That song's so hot, I'm gonna run it back." And I've never seen it since where a
mm.
song was so popular you could do it twice. So for you, what do you think's the biggest song you've ever seen? Best reaction where it was just crushed.
All right, this is gonna be. This might go left field. I used to DJ at a gentleman's club,
Okay.
so that big era when French Montana had popped that
Okay.
with Drake and Rick Ross.
Yeah.
And I was at one of the biggest gentleman clubs in the city that celebrities would come to. Like, Floyd Mayweather would come through. Drake mentioned the club in a song.
Yeah.
When
Yeah. Yeah.
Drake name drops a club in a song,
Yeah.
that lets you know. So the club I was at was called Stadium Club. Like David Guetta came to the club one night. Like I was like, David,
He was lost.
dog,
He was definitely
David,
lost. Yeah.
right? Like, right. It was an EDM club next door, so he just decided to come on over. The
Yeah.
convenience, right?
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
a he had a show next door. Like, might as well come on.
Yeah.
What is it? But yeah, I think about that era, just the vibes and just everything you think of in a music video. That's
Mhm.
cliche with the bottles will pop and dancers going crazy and money flying everywhere. It takes me back to that, but on the other side of things, because it reminds me of when I did one of my first major gigs. So that's probably why I relate to this next song I'm about to say. I did an event called Sneaker Pimps,
Yeah.
big, sneaker show, and they have artists perform and whatnot. And I dropped the clips kind of like a big deal. And to hit a crowd like, so that was my first time doing a gig with a big crowd like that. So to hear, like you said, that moment for the first time, because I dropped a clips record, I was
Yeah.
like, wow,
Yeah.
I like this feeling. And from that, it just got me gassed up where I got into my bag, and I was like going in with
Mhm.
the joints. It's like, with the classic hip hop joints, I was able to drop Jay Z allow me to
Yeah.
reintroduce. You know how people get for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know, like, all right, I got, this is a hip hop crowd. I could drop these joints; they're gonna go crazy. But I checked my Twitter later, like it was like, oh, DJ, he had this such an amazing set. So, yeah, but it all started when I dropped clips, kind of like a big deal that set it off.
I love when a song like that Jay-Z track you mentioned, how it didn't get any radio play. It wasn't a single.
Mhm.
And I love when album tracks like that become popular. It blows my mind how that happens, but it's one of the biggest ones to play. I'm
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the play count edition on Serato. I wish it had been there years ago. I'm just obsessed with it. So what is your current, what do you think, most played song in the last few years? And then what do you think it would be if you started a play count from when you first started?
Oh my gosh! If I started on play count when I first started, ooh, I don't know if I like Wale No Hands. Well, Waka Flocka and Wale No Hands come
All
to
right.
mind because again, I was working at the Gentlemen's
I
Club,
got you.
so
Yeah.
it was certain thing. But
No,
that
and
was
another regional track too.
right, and another regional track, and it's another track that carries over like just
Yeah.
all over that you can still play. You know what's another one that's gonna be crazy? All right, so you're gonna learn something about me. Like, of course, if I'm doing like parties and events, I love. We all know. Listen, if the women are dancing, that's the key.
Yeah.
I don't care what the guys want to hear. Right? These women are dancing and going crazy right now. So I remember I used to be part of this test program where I was uploading everything and you were able to analyze the most played songs. So I think at one point one of my most played songs was "Don't" by Soldier Boy.
Okay. Okay.
Because you'll be surprised. It's a big, and I could probably still play that with certain age groups here in
Okay.
DC. And it's crazy how you might not think of it as a big record, but for like club wise, like Soldier Boy, you got dunk. Soon as that, dun, 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 it's like,
Yep.
listen, the women,
Okay.
or you could play, Juvenile, back that up type of
Yeah.
thing. Like it's so that gives you the vibes of what type of parties I was probably doing.
Fun parties. Fun parties is what you've been
Fun,
doing. Yeah.
listen, fun parties.
I haven't done Donk in a while. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna drop it this weekend. I'm gonna,
Listen, let me know. Don't blame me if it don't work because you always gotta know your audience. But I just know, like, listen, as soon as you hear that, yep, it's
that'll,
like,
I'll
oh,
segue that for my Laffy Taffy time. That'll be, I'll
listen.
do my,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
I'm gonna throw out a BPM, a genre, maybe a time of the night, and you just hit me with the first song that you think of, because I know
Oh
that
man.
you got the DJ brain, so it works. It works so fast. It works
Oh
so
my
fast.
gosh.
All right, it's 10:30, a little early. Give me something hip hop, 100 BPM.
Something hip hop 100 EPM. Around that BPM, you could do like Mr. Cheeks, Lights Camera
That's
Action
kind of right.
type of thing. Everybody's been hating on this song as well, like Headsprung.
Oh, that's
Hello, Cool.
right.
Yeah, it's been. I think it's been a running DJ joke on Twitter with some DJs I
Yeah.
follow about everybody's been trashing Headsprung. 100 BPM. It's like, hey, 100 BPM. You know what I think 100 BPM? I always think about more West Coast type.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I think of 100 BPM, so I think of like YG. I think of like that was like Tyga's
Yeah.
pitch right there. Or
Yeah.
you could probably throw in like Taste Early or something like that.
Okay. All right. Still a little early. We'll go, kind of
Mhm.
about the same time. A little more dancey. We're at like 120 BPM, but pop.
120 BPM pop. Uh, Gaga's Just Dance.
Okay.
comes to mind. Just dance,
Yeah,
it'll
yeah,
be okay.
yeah.
120, still early. Pop, I'm thinking Cake by the Ocean,
Okay.
even. Talk to me, baby. That's funny how you know the DJ brain, because I'm thinking
Hmm.
like every day 120 BPM,
Yeah, yeah,
depending on the crowd. And again, since you're saying it's early, oh, you could throw okay, because everybody listen, pop Lizzo, Lizzo's Juice, that's
yeah,
120 BPM. So depending on the crowd, and it's funny, like here in this area, there's a line dance with this next song I'm going to name, but again, depending on the crowd, because some people don't like the song because of the content, blurred lines.
yeah, yeah,
I know it's an iffy song depending
yeah,
on
yeah,
crowd. Some people you had those people that like, oh, you know what he's talking about? No, no,
yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah,
But then you have like the line dance people, because there's a line dance that goes with that song.
yeah,
And like the first time I played that song and saw people line dancing to it, I was like, I didn't know there was a line dance to go
yeah,
with this song.
yeah.
So that's why I say it depends on the crowd.
All right, we're getting peak hours.
Mhm.
But you're doing more of a EDM high energy set, just 128 BPM at 1 a.m.
Woo! 128 BPM at 1 a.m. We playing shots, baby.
Okay, okay, all right. Now we're gonna write still peak hour. It's in that time, 1:15 a.m.
hmm
75 BPM. What are you hitting them? What'd you hold off? What were you holding off and waiting to drop? Or hip
Around
hop, hip
that
hop.
BPM, hip hop, yeah,
Yeah,
because the biggest songs around that BPM right now would
yeah,
be Super Gremlin, Kodak Black,
yeah,
and Pushin P, Gunna,
yeah,
some young boy, right foot, like all that. I'm like, it's like Gunna Too Easy. That like they all around, they between that 75 and 80 range, and those like
yeah.
the biggest range right now. But like Super Gremlin and Pushin P is like the two biggest records right now.
If a song is hot as a hip hop track and it's slower, it's at like 60. Do you play it at 60 or do you pump it up a bit?
I usually still play it at that tempo. I probably speed it up, maybe not too bit, because I know that the average listener that really loves the song, they they still gonna appreciate it at that regular tempo.
Yeah,
If it's something newer that hasn't caught on quite as bit, I may try. But I've learned now that with this younger generation, they listen to everything slower anyway.
yeah,
It's like I can't. Sometimes I just feel like, oh, I need some more songs with energy, but to them, that's their younger crowd. That is their energy
yeah.
right there. Like they'll still turn up to a song at that tempo.
You have a great vinyl collection.
Thank
What
you.
what is your top three all time best hip hop albums?
My top three all time best hip hop albums. Woo! I'm a big fan of Jay Z's The Black Album.
Mm-hmm.
That's a top one for me. I was a huge West Coast fan growing up, so I'm going to say about to give different regions. So we got the Black Album. I'm gonna go West Coast with it. Uh, Tupac's All Eyes on Me.
Yeah, that's mine. One of mine too.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go down south with Outkast. I know a lot of people like to say like Aquemini and other stuff, but um, for me, like I really love their debut album,
Yeah,
Southern Playalistic,
yeah,
because that it just had me hypnotized. Hearing that, listen, organized noise, that production, hearing that on Outkast's debut album is like nothing I've ever heard
yeah.
before. Just the sounds, man. You gonna make me listen to that album after this.
Well, me too. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do the same. I would have All Eyes on Me, Dark Fantasy, Kanye. Those are kind of
Ooh,
my
yeah,
two.
definitely like Dark Fan. It's
I
so
don't know.
many.
I don't have a third, but my those are my top two.
Yeah. Listen, woo, yeah, that's a classic. Yeah, my friend's gonna get on me to hear this. Like you didn't mention my Dark Twisted Fantasy. You know what else they probably gonna get on me for not mentioning? Because especially people that knew me growing up, I have this Fuji's vinyl behind me. Huge fan of Fuji's The Score.
Okay.
I got excited when they announced that tour last year, but as we see, it didn't happen. I don't think we're too surprised.
What's your favorite verse by Jay Z? Not the whole song, just one verse.
On American Dreaming.
Okay.
Where he goes like, surviving droughts, I wish you well. How
Mm.
sick am I? I wish you health. I wish you wills. I wish you well. Listen,
Yeah, yeah,
American Dreaming.
See, for me, ironically, I think his best verse is actually on a Kanye track. It's on the Diamonds remix where he says, "I'm not a businessman, I'm a
Man, I'm a
business."
business man. Let me handle my business. Damn.
Yeah, that, yeah.
I
How
was
about
listening
favorite
to
Ye verse?
Woo! Oh my gosh, it was crazy because I was just about to say when I was working out today, I was working out to the College Dropout album.
Okay, okay.
Since like a lot of people, I just finished watching the Netflix documentary. My favorite Kanye verse, dang, it might be on something on. I really like the opening of how you opened up my beautiful dark twisted fantasy.
Yeah,
Mercy, mercy, me that mercy, Alago.
yeah.
Um, College Dropout has some great moments. Every time I listen to two words or we major on late registration. It might be yeah. I think I love the chorus on We Major.
Yeah. Two words is
Uh-huh.
it's funny because at the time I didn't appreciate two words, but it wasn't because of the documentary and you see him do it back the video of him with Mos Def. You're like, okay,
Mhm.
I got to re-listen. So now I've been listening to that a lot. Mine's
Listen.
actually on. Do you remember the Dilated People song "This Way"?
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite Ye verse. Yeah,
I don't know what's better, getting laid or getting
yeah.
paid.
There's no one I'm getting one. The others getting
Getting
away.
away.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh
yeah.
man, we better be careful because we keep talking music. We're going to be here for hours. So
I
I gotta.
know, right? Listen, gonna have me finishing all the lines. You see how the lines just come to me as you say,
I know that's what you got that DJ brain. So
right?
before I get you out, I got to know you attended school at Morgan State. So what was it like at
Oh
Morgan State?
man,
What are your first memories that you think back to?
my first memories is just my first time being away at home. Even though grew up born and raised in D.C., Baltimore is only like 45 minutes away. But it's still a totally different world. Like everybody would let it be known. Like DC people would be like, we're not like Baltimore. Baltimore people would be like, we're not like DC. And it truly is two different worlds. So that was my first time, being away from so long. But that helped lay down the foundation for me with a lot of things that I do now because, that's where I met other friends that were super into hip hop and talking music. I was able to discover the record stores up there where I could still shop and buy music or I when things came out on release date. I still remember like okay when Cannabis album came out because I was a huge Cannabis fan. I remember leaving my dorm to go to the record shop across the street. Like, and that was so cool. Like, Morgan, there was a record store literally like across the street from our dorms in the shopping center. So I was like, okay, cool. I got a record store right here on release date. I could just literally just walk across the street. When Common dropped One Day It All Makes Sense, I was able to cop that from the shop. And also Morgan is where it helped build like a lot of some music relationships because I was the entertainment editor for the school paper,
Oh,
so I got to do some pretty cool interviews. I got to interview Cameron. I got to interview Alchemist. I got to meet rest in peace to Prodigy. I got to meet Mobb Deep and interview Mobb Deep. Aaron Magruder from the Boondocks. So like cool super moments like those from being at Morgan and is what helped cultivate me to get into radio because you can't get an internship unless you're in college, so that laid the foundation for me to get my internship and my first job in radio.
yeah, yeah.
This has been
Okay.
cool. I've been loving the music talk, man.
Yeah, I always, man. Yeah, that's why I knew we'd hit it off right away. I could just tell.
Yeah,
The
it's
fact that
been
you had
fun.
the Jay-Z right there, that's my guy. Um,
Right.
Nicole, this has been so much fun. I'm
Awesome.
so glad that we met. What's coming up? What do we got next coming up as far as
Oh
events or
man.
shows? And then also, how can people follow you?
All right, listen, I'm gonna get it real simple. You can follow me on all socials at DJ Heat DC. I keep it real simple across all my social media. If you just want to go directly to my website, is djheatdc.com. Things that I have coming up, man. Traveling again, since we're getting back to quote unquote normal out here, with shows coming out. Still DJing for Maya, so she has some shows coming up. I'm looking forward to Washington Mystics basketball season. It's the 25th anniversary season, so good stuff with that. I just want to have a great summer, man. I got some other things in the stash I'm not going to reveal just yet, but you'll see. Trying to have a very nice hot girl summer.
Well, you just piqued my interest by saying I didn't know this about you. You DJing with Maya.
Yeah, yeah.
That's me being speechless right there.
Oh yeah. I've been her DJ since like 2016.
I did not know this about you. Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
man, she's super cool. She's super cool. She's cool people. Great person to work with. One of the most humble artists that you would ever meet. And again, I'm not just saying this because I'm her DJ. Like, we met when I was working in radio.
Oh,
So I already knew her for like a few years from working in radio, and then she had a show in DC one day, and she reached out to me. She was like, "Hey, Heat, you're probably busy, but do you know somebody that could DJ my show in DC tonight?" And I was like, I had bought tickets to the show. I was going to be there.
word.
So that's kind of crazy.
Now, did you say that or did you play it cool?
Yeah, I told her. I was like, I had
Okay.
already bought tickets to the show. I was going to come out and support you anyway.
Okay.
So I was already going to be there. So I ended up just giving my tickets to,
Word.
my another friend, the friend I was going with. We just got another friend to come through, and it's been, since that it's been a heck of an experience. Got to, travel the world, lots of different countries, and have fun with somebody that's a real great and genuine person.
Fantastic. I mean, I was gonna say I'm gonna make it a point to see you at a Mystics game, but I think I just changed my motivation, and I think I'm gonna catch you at a Maya show instead.
Let's do it. Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know, man. When I'm in your town, like, hey, come through. Let's get it.
Yeah. Of all the places you've been, what's the spot that you still think about because of the food? You're like, hey, Maya, on the next tour, can we veer that way? Because I gotta get.
Listen, I'm already know what the answer going to be. Nigeria.
Okay.
Because it was my first time I had jollof rice.
Okay.
And everybody tells you jollof rice will really change your life.
Okay.
I know there's a battle between Nigeria and Ghana between who has the best jollof rice. But I think because, it was my first time, I'm like, okay, I'm finally get to try this rice. I'm in Nigeria. Like, this is what, a lot of people rate. I took that first. I ate so much jollof rice. Listen, I ate a lot of jollof rice. I was like, I get it now.
I get it.
Like, my friends were sending me memes about people. One of my friends sent me the funniest meme about some preacher. He was having a sermon, but he went off about talking about how good jollof rice was when he first tried it. And I was like, I get it. Like, he's in
Sent
church.
from God, yeah.
Listen, he had to thank the Lord for trying that jollof rice, that he had it in his sermon. I was like, yes, I get it. That's exactly how I feel. I want to go to church and praise this jollof rice as well.
Of all the people I've talked to, they ran and raved about food, but I've never had anybody compare it to a religious experience of pass the offering plate now.
Listen, I have to find that clip and send it to you about that pastor going off about jollof rice.
Was there any location too that I know that you're busy and going from show to show and you don't have a lot of time to be a tourist, but was there any location that when you visit there, it was one of those just surreal moments like, wow, am I really here? I can't believe I'm seeing this.
Yes. Also DJ for another artist. Her name is Carolyn Malachi. She's a jazz singer. She was Grammy nominated as well. And we did an Armed Forces tour in 2017 where we did like I think 7 different countries in the Middle East.
Cool.
And one of the stops over there, we went to Egypt.
Ah.
And we only had a short amount of time in Egypt. It was one of those in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we're like, y'all need to make time for us to see the pyramids.
Yeah.
And to be there, to see, we see the pyramids on TV, we see the Sphinx on TV. To be right there to see the Great Pyramids,
Mm-hmm.
like, humans really built this.
Yeah.
To see, like, and we always hear about like how mathematically it is and aligned, but to really witness it, I'm like, it's really a lot of awesome math and science that went into this when you just see how it's perfectly lined up, and it's like, yeah. So Egypt is definitely amazing. Just like wow, like I'm at the pyramids. Like wow, like this is the Sphinx, right? Like this is crazy.
Yeah. And the Sphinx was smaller than I thought. I was a little surprised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I tell everybody that. I was like, listen, this sucker is smaller.
Yeah. And how about the fact that like we've always seen the pictures of them and we think it's off in the middle of the desert, but it's right there in the city.
It's right there. It's just chilling. Yeah. You got all these vendors out here next to
man.
we're on these military bases. We went to Kuwait, Jordan, Bahrain, and Abu Dhabi in
Yeah.
Egypt. So, but while in Abu Dhabi, we was able to check out Dubai. So that was
Oh,
pretty cool
Dubai's
as well.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like I'm blessed that, music has been able to take me to these different places. And again, another thing that I want to stress that I said earlier for people, don't worry about age because I'm at a point in my life, I'm in my 40s. So I'm like, who knew? And all this, a lot of this stuff has happened in my 40s, these experiences, and or late 30s. And just when you thought you probably, a lot of people like to count themselves out once they hit a certain age or in their 30s. But now I'm like, it's so much. I'm learning. It's so much more, and I'm ready. I'm ready.
You live in one of my favorite American cities, but it's
Yes.
also a secretly great food location. So for
Ooh.
someone visiting, they got all the tour stuff they're going to do, but when they're ready to eat, what's the food recommendation?
I take all of my friends that come from out of town to visit. I take them to Busboys and Poets.
Okay.
It's everybody knows that is my favorite restaurant in DC. My friends say I have an addiction to it because the food. So the best thing on the menu to me is the blackened salmon.
Okay.
You take one bite of that blackened salmon, and it has like a lot of different options. It's so cool. Like they have open mic nights. They do a lot of stuff in the community. They do a lot of social justice work as well. So a friend of mine had her wedding reception there. You could really, they really stamped themselves as a place for the community. And they have several different locations. I could actually say I've actually ate at every location. I actually was there like yeah over the weekend. I was just there
Good.
recently,
Good.
but it's something for everybody. Even when my diet changed, because at one point I was vegetarian and was eating meat. And then when I got back, I never had to stop eating there.
Yeah.
Throughout all of my dietary changes over the years, it was still a favorite that I could have there. So yes, Busboys and Poets. That's where I take everyone,
Brilliant. Brilliant.
and no one has said that they didn't like it. They all love it.
Perfect. This was awesome, and one of my favorites. This was awesome. I got like
That's
a
awesome,
barrel of
man.
questions I still want to ask you, but I'm gonna hold
It's
off for
all
the next
good.
time we
Listen, we can
chat.
do a
So
part two,
let's do it.
but down
Let's
the
do it.
line, like the end of the year, next
Let's do
year,
it.
because like I said, I have a lot of things coming up, and this was great. Like I listen, I've done a lot of interviews in the last 2 weeks, and this has been the most
Oh,
fun for me as well. So
great.
listen, I'm excited. I got to
Well,
talk
I'm
some
crossing my
music.
fingers that the next interview will be in person in DC. That's the way.
We're gonna make it happen, man.
So I'm gonna let you go because I know we're gonna keep talking. But first thing I'm gonna do is
It's all good.
I'm gonna put in Outcast in the car on the way to the gym. So just that's all I need.
Listen. I told you, you about to make me crank this Outcast now. My neighbor's about to be mad. They're about to hear some Outcast.
Nicole, you're the best. This was fantastic.
You are too. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Randall. This was awesome. Take care.
Thank you for listening. Much appreciation, Nicole. Wasn't she remarkable? Wow. An amazing woman. Give her a follow on social media. And for more information, check her out at djheatdc.com. Everyone has a story. Each person a scholar. Thank you for listening. Fill up that passport. I'll see you on the road. A biento.